I've never seen anything as beautiful as this position. You see, white seems to be losing because black has an extra bishop, but white also has a pawn that is only one step away from getting a new queen. Now, of course, black can stop the pawn via rook g5 check, forcing the king to take this pawn, and then rook takes h5. Now the rook is stopping the promotion and it's threatening to win the pawn on the next move. If you simply take this bishop, after rook takes check, this is headed for a draw. But white has an incredible resource, starting with the very precise king to c7, ignoring the bishop and allowing black to take the pawn, because of course, if the pawn is taken, there would be a checkmate in just one move. But black is not that naive, and it sees the checkmate threat, and so plays bishop to e6 first, now defending with the bishop the check and square, and threatening to win the pawn with a check. But white is not done with his plan, and plays king to b8, now setting up a very unexpected checkmate. If you take the pawn, rook to d6 is now yet another checkmate, like this. But black is a very good player, and decides to play bishop to d5, stopping the checks from the rook. And for a moment it seems like white has no continuation. Black has successfully stopped the checkmate threats and it's going to pick up the pawn, drawing the game. But that is not the case, because white can play the brilliant rook takes d5. The pawn cannot be taken because of this rook checkmate. And if the rook is taken, now we're free to promote. But do not celebrate too soon, because black has one last brilliant resource. If we now promote to a queen, this is actually a blunder after the incredible and brilliant rook d8, sacrificing the rook completely. But if this is taken, this is going to be a stalemate. The black king has no moves, but it's not checkmated. So believe it or not, the only way for white to win this game is to promote to a rook. Now of course the stalemating trap doesn't work anymore, and we are creating a checkmate threat. And some of you might think, well, this doesn't make any sense. Black can simply stop the checkmate threat, and now we both have one rook left. This is a draw. But you would be mistaken, because actually, after king to c7, we are attacking the rook and creating a new checkmate threat that cannot be stopped in any way, which means that black will either have to give us the rook like this, or get checkmated like this. If you love incredible chess, follow for more.